guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's episode of Intuitive Angling, and thanks for joining me for today's episode. Really appreciate you guys swinging by the channel here. And guys, today I'm going to talk about the Fluke Scamper rig. In other words, rigging a Fluke, a Zoom Super Fluke, with the core tackle Scamper rig on it. Now the whole thing about this, guys, if you've never seen the Scamper rig set up, it gives the Fluke like total lifelike action. It's like it makes the Fluke dart, it makes it come alive like you've never seen it before. There's a unique way to have to rig this. I'm going to show you guys how to rig it and sort of go over the situations it works good. So definitely going to add up to some nice fish for you guys, I think, after this video here. I'm also, guys, for get started, a couple quick things. Just like to invite everybody to please consider hitting that subscribe button here at Intuitive Angling. Free and easy to do that, man. If you like the channel and you want to support the channel, if you subscribe to it and share the videos and like the videos, that really helps push the channel out a lot. And also, guys, if you want to go to the next level on Intuitive Angling, you can be a channel member of Intuitive Angling. And members get private videos every week that aren't seen by the public and some access to my email address for your fishing questions. So just go to my YouTube, the homepage there. You'll see the join button or the membership button. You can click on that for details, so appreciate that. If you hear some thunder in the background, guys, got a little thunderstorm going here. It has not rained in Missouri where I'm at for a month, so really happy to see a little bit of rain coming down here. Okay, let's get into this, guys. I'm going to show you how to rig this setup here. First of all, let's talk about the core tackle Scamper rig. Here's the Scamper rig, guys. This is what it is. It's got a really nice, it comes in different sizes, but it's got an O'Shaughnessy bend hook here. Now, this O'Shaughnessy bend is my favorite bend of hook to use. It's not a round bend. It's got, you can see right there, it's round, but it's got, the bend in it's tighter. It's called an O'Shaughnessy bend. And my buddy Aaron Martins was one of the biggest advocate of an O'Shaughnessy bend. The O'Shaughnessy bend hooks bass better than about any other hook, especially on some type of a worm hook. So it's got the O'Shaughnessy bend, and then you have the weight distributed through the shank of the hook, and this little barb right here really keeps the bait on. So once you get the bait on there, it locks on tight. And the way the lead is distributed here, this is what gives it the action, because it puts the weight of the Fluke in the middle of the Fluke that allows it to really dart and go crazy. And also, guys, I'll put my core tackle Scamper rig link in the description of this video through my Tackle Warehouse link if you guys would like to pick up a pack after this video here. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the rig. Now, for just the sake of the video, I didn't put on this, but what you need to use, guys, is when you rig this up, put a little barrel swivel up here. Put a barrel swivel about a foot above the Scamper rig, because this Fluke, it darts so crazy like that with the Scamper rig that it's a line twisting mother. And if you don't put a barrel swivel there, your line's going to twist really quick on the thing. Barrel swivel completely eliminates that. So that's one thing I do. I just use the same test line. Most of the time on this Flukes rig here, I'm using 12 or 15 pound test Seaguar and Vizex fluorocarbon, and I'll just clip some off and use the same for the main line and the leader line there. So that's how to rig it. Okay, there's two different ways to rig it, and then I'm going to explain to you what this does in both situations. Now, the first way that you want to rig it, guys, is take the Fluke and you want to come underneath it, and you're going to thread this thing on about halfway up the Fluke. Now, it's important to remember, and you're going to come out the little opening right here. You're going to come out that area there. But it's important to remember when you run this hook through the Fluke that you stay on the upper part here, because this Fluke is hollow in the mid part of it. And if you don't stay right on the upper part, it's going to come through the bottom. So just take your time. And this is the important part, is you want to go slow. You want to, really make sure that you get it centered. Don't get off to the side. Sometimes, you got, even I, as much as I've done this, you've got to go through and redo it, because sometimes you can't get it to go through there just perfect. Got it through there okay that time, but okay, so I've got the hook point coming out right there, see? And I'm going to thread it up on there. And this thing's locks on there, guys. This Scamper rig locks your bait into place. You don't ever have to worry about it. And then the way it's going to look is like this. You're going to have this hook that just is that's on the bottom right here. Now, this is collapsible up underneath it. So even though it doesn't look like there's much hook gap there, this is collapsible right here. So it collapses into it, opens up real easy like that. But guys, when you rig it like this, when you rig it down and you put that barrel swivel on there, this thing just goes all over the place. And another thing about it is when you rig it like this, the bait tends to want to go down. And this is what you want with a fluke, because if you rig a fluke like with an EWG hook, a lot of times it has a tendency to blow out of the water on the surface. But if you rig it like this, with it down, it's going to dart completely down. And another thing about it I like to do is I like to try to make a little bit of a bend in the back where the back is going down. See how that back is sort of going down a little bit? And if you rig it where that back sort of goes down and this front comes up like this, it'll even dig it down deeper in the water. So when you dart it like this, and one of the ways I like to fish it is depending upon the water temperature and the water clarity as far as how fast I want to fish it. You know, I'll make the cast out there and I just work it just like a jerk bait. You know, just twitch, 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 pause, twitch, twitch, pause, and it just goes just like this all over the water. And of course, based upon, you know, the cover you're fishing, sometimes you want to fish it slower, sometimes you want to fish it faster. If you're fishing like open water with it, say for example, you're just going down a bare bank, like water visibility, you know, 2.5 to 4 foot, and you're just covering water down a bank like in the springtime, you can work it pretty fast because you're trying to draw fish from a long distance. And in that clear water, when you work that bait super erratic, it pulls in fish from a long distance. But if you're throwing the fluke around some type of an object, say you got a lay down tree in the water, or you got a grass edge or something like that, or you're throwing it around a boat dock, twitch it a lot softer and try to keep it in one place, because it'll dart like that and then just stop it and let it sink a little bit, dart it like that, let it sink a little bit, and try to keep it in that strike zone, you know, right around that cover as much as possible. So in other words, if you're in open water, fish it faster. If you're in, you know, some type of cover, slow it down. And most of the time I don't fish a fluke unless the water temperature is close to 60 degrees. So I'm not fishing it super slow very, very often. One other thing, guys, before I show you this other way to rig it, a fluke, a lot of people don't realize it, but a fluke is a really good bait in dirty water. You know, they think of a fluke as a clear water bait, but guys, you can take like a pearl colored fluke or this bubblegum colored, and you can fish it like in around lay down trees and lily pads where the water visibility is like that. And those fish will come out and hit it like they've never seen anything. Let me tell you real quick, I was at a tournament at Lake Dardanelle in Arkansas about probably 5 or 6 years ago. And I was throwing a square bill crankbait around lay down logs, and Dardanelle's muddy. The water visibility was about like that where I was fishing. It wasn't any wind, it was super bright sunny, muddy, water was muddy, and I was cranking a square bill around the laydowns, and my partner pulled out a pearl colored fluke, and I was catching one here or there, but I'd make 5 or 6 casts down a laydown log with that square bill and not catch one. He'd throw that pearl colored fluke right next to that laydown log and just twitch it slow, and he wound up catching a limit doing that. I couldn't believe it. So it works in off colored water too. Okay, now this is the way that I fish it if there's nothing really snaggy, because this is an exposed hook. Now the other way that I fish the Scamper rig is I'm going to reverse it so you can fish it around a little bit heavier cover. And what you want to do with this one is you're going to come through the top of it instead of the bottom. So come through the top like this, rig it like that. Wind's starting to really blow out there. You got it coming through the top, just like that. So you can rig it and you get the same action on this. It doesn't quite have as much radical action. You probably got, when you rig it like this, you probably reduce the radical action maybe by about 20%. It's still better than like using an EWG hook. It still goes crazy through the water, but you'll notice a little bit more of a subtle action to it when you rig it like this. But if you're fishing like over a grass bed, say you're throwing this over submerged grass, or you're throwing it around something snaggy, maybe there's some, you know, cover or some rocks or something under, or lay down trees or something that far into the water, and that hook that's underneath it will get hung up. Just turn it around and rig it like that, and you'll be able to, you know, continue fishing the fluke and not get hung up as much. But anyway, guys, that Scamper rig, man, it's pretty much, this thing has pretty much replaced my you know, EWG type style hooks on there. And another thing about it is with the weight on there, it gives you more casting distance and just balances the bait better. But anyway, guys, I'll put it in my tackle warehouse link, the core tackle Scamper rig. It's different sizes, different hook sizes on there. It's a super, super cool bait. I think you guys will really like it. So talk later.